Hi, everybody. Welcome to Vhannah's Corner. Um, Today, our first guest is my sister, my little sister, Lauren. So we just want to chat today about I don't know, life and life in your 20s. I just feel like there's this certain like stigma that you just got to be out about doing all of this extra stuff and I don't know, every 20-year-old is not like that. Like every 20-year-old doesn't want to be popping bottles in the club. Sorry to break the news to everybody, but that's just not life. But even to backtrack a little bit, like me and my sister were speaking the other day about kind of like how our college experiences were slightly different. And I just feel like for me, yeah, I think I did way too much in college. Well, my first 2 years, I feel like I definitely lived life to the fullest in college and when I was back home. Well, I was out in the clubs a lot. Knew some party promoters. I was, at the strip club sometimes. I was. Well, I went to the strip club once. It was my 19th birthday, and it was because my friend's friend knew this guy at the time, and he got us in for free. Um, it was an interesting experience. But yeah, I just feel like, yeah, before I was practically, you guys, many of you know my boyfriend, been with him for 5 years now. Before him, I feel like I got to live life. I can't. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna say that I didn't have regrets or make mistakes. I definitely made mistakes. There was a few things I wish I could take back. But I feel like these are the things that make us who we are. So guess I can't take it back. But yeah. So how are you? How are you feeling? Cause we had this conversation and how do you wanna? How do you want to go about talking about this? Because you were telling me that you feel like you didn't get to live life until you hit senior year. Tell my vital Vannas what's up.
Um, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Because I don't want to speak for her, but yeah.
Yeah, I just, lived life.
Guys, she's a Delta. So
What?
that was pretty awesome that you did that senior year. I felt like that alone kind of took the cake for
I didn't
everything.
do it my senior year. I did it my junior year.
Yes, your junior year.
Um,
And then you
but
went to Atlanta too, right? And
I think,
you was definitely living your best life.
um, well, yeah, I think Greek life was a big part of my college experience towards the end, which, made it more fun, which was cool. Um, I had fun my freshman year. I don't really have any.
I don't even think I really asked you about how your freshman year was. Do you feel
It
like
was fun. It was cool.
oh, it was definitely a different area? Well, you went to Delaware, so I know that was a definitely not
Yeah.
DSU, y'all, not DSU. Every time I say Delaware,
Oh
people
my
think she
god.
went to DSU. She didn't go to DSU though. But
Yeah, Delaware is a whole different
yeah,
culture than New York
yeah, it
for
was
sure.
definitely remote. Well, I could feel you with that because well, for some people that didn't know, I went to a school that it was a really small school in Pennsylvania before I ended up going over to Albany, and yeah, it was different. I One thing I could say about going to that school was that I definitely I made friends for a lifetime, and I could say that, and I love that aspect. I made friends for a lifetime. That is great. But I feel like being there, it was definitely different. It's really smaller, so I think people are not exposed to anything out of. I feel like New York is just a different breed in general. Everything we do in New York is different. The Caribbean culture in New York is different. You partying, you're dancing,
It's
based
just
on
not a
part.
big thing everywhere
It's
else.
not it's crazy to me. I really that I think that bubble just got popped for me when I went away to like Pennsylvania. It was like I just assumed, and it's bad to say, I just assumed that everybody.
No, I assume that too. I
Yeah,
assume no,
y'all
cause
know what we talking
it's
about.
no like when you because we grew up that way, so we I think we were just like naive to the fact that more of the world is like Delaware or Pennsylvania than it is like New York. And I
Yeah.
think I just, I knew I was going to a PWI, so I knew that it was going to be different.
Public white institution, for people that don't know, that's what a PWI is. Go ahead.
Not public white, predominantly white institution.
I really thought it was a public white institution. I was told that when I was at where the school I was at before Albany. So, we say it again. Predominantly white institution.
Yeah, I mean,
Learning
unless I'm
things every.
wrong, but I don't
It,
think
it,
I
it probably is.
am. But yeah, so I knew that going to a PWI was going to be different, but I don't know. I thought that as long as I found my community of like of black people, that the black culture was going to be similar everywhere. But learning that black culture is different depending
Everywhere
on
you
this,
go.
I guess yeah, like depending on the state you're in was also just really really interesting. So to go from
Yeah.
black culture in New York where it's heavily Caribbean influence to
Mhm.
black culture in Delaware where it's a lot of African influence and then
Mhm.
also just African American black
Yeah.
influence for majority of it. So that was like a whole nother different phase of life for me, which
Yeah.
was really fun to learn more about because it was so different and something I just did not really expect
Mhm.
to encounter like at all.
Yeah. But
But
I
was
feel
a
like that
huge
helped.
adjustment at first. No, it was cool towards the end, but
Mhm.
in the beginning, it was like I was just like, well, where's the soca? Where's the dancehall?
Let me tell you
Where's
something. They were
any
playing.
Caribbean people at all? Like
They were
this is
playing
not.
Sean Paul, y'all. Sean. They were playing "Just Give Me the Light," which
That was the
not.
highlight.
That
Like
was
that was
everything
the only song you were gonna get the whole night.
ever. Get busy. Got shit
You were getting Sean Paul.
every
You were
time.
getting No
Nothing
Letting
wrong with Sean
Go.
Paul.
Wayne
Exact.
Wonder.
No letting
You were
go.
getting.
And given we love those songs, but we're from a Jamaican household, so we grew up with those songs, and that's kind of outdated. Like I was getting no Vibes Cartel,
That's
no
not no nothing about
Adonia,
that. It don't know
no
anything about that.
Alkaline. They were like who?
I don't. So
You know what song was really popular when I was over at the other school? Can I get your number, girl?
that song was crazy freshman year. That
Nah,
was
that song used
the
to go. Can
song.
I get your number? That was crazy.
It didn't matter. Like that was the only Caribbean song you were getting
Ever.
that night.
You were
The
hearing
whole
that at
freshman
every
year.
frat party,
That was
every
crazy.
everywhere. Given great song, but after a while, no.
Yeah, and then fall the Vita
Yes, money
that
fall
one.
on me.
Nobody wanted to hear that
Banana
anymore
fry.
after like
Yeah.
yeah that one was
Yeah, you definitely,
crazy.
definitely, but that kind of again goes with where we're like, I feel like everybody's experience is different. From college to adulthood, I feel like everybody's experience is different. One, everybody's not out here in the clubs. Social media, do not let it fool you because I really feel like social media a lot of times fools a lot of people. And I even had to tell my boyfriend the other day that I literally turned off my notifications on Instagram. I don't like people will write me, and the reason I'm answering back like DMs or even comments like sometimes a whole day later is because I'm not looking at my notifications. I just don't want my brain, I don't know, to constantly, even when I post something, I don't want, I'm trying my best not to care about the likes. I'm trying my best not to see, okay, so and so is going live, or this is this is what's happening on this one's story. Like, sometimes I just don't want to know, because my whole experience in my 20s is definitely different from when I first turned 18. I feel like 18 from the period of like, not even, because middle school was crazy too. I feel like we were just going to basement parties and all that stuff again because we thought that was a normal. We thought that was a normal. And then I hit like 18 where I was able to like actually get into clubs and stuff. So even for those 2 years from like 18 to 20 and then a little bit like 21, 22, I was kind of, but I toned it down because I was in a relationship. But
How do you feel like social media influenced that though?
like what? Like looking at people's,
What, like comparing yourself to people or feeling like
yeah.
you had to be in the club because like social media
I think
pressure or like
I definitely do feel like I felt like I needed to be there because I felt like the funny thing is, I feel like I needed to be there, and then I got there, and it was kind of like, okay, this is cool. All right, okay, I'm ready to go home now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it was fun and you didn't even realize. Again, that depended on the party, the DJ, the vibes. Like that, all of that wraps into one thing. Cause I'm a person that I don't even need alcohol or any type of substance. You can give me a DJ with some good tunes. I am valid the whole night. I don't need any of that stuff. And the good vibes, because you want good energy around you too. I feel like, but I definitely feel like social media definitely in my early 20s influenced a lot of things. It was like, that's why I had to completely turn off my notifications. It was kind of like, I'm seeing this one on Instagram doing this. I'm seeing this. Oh, why I didn't hear this? Like, and I think even like the last 2 years, I kind of was bad with that too. But I feel like I'm kind of at the point where my life where I'm just kind of like, yeah. Now I don't care because I feel like we all want goals and we want to go places and we want to do things. But I'm just kind of like, okay, now like that's cool. That's nice. I'm happy, that people are still, out there. I'm happy to see this one doing that, but I'm trying my best to worry about myself. But yeah,
I
that's
feel like it is what you like give it, bro. I feel like it is what you make it to be. Like I'm not really like I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really on Instagram
you be looking like you living your
that
best life on
much.
Instagram. We talked
Okay,
about this too.
lips are
We
deceiving.
talked.
Lips
You
are
want to tell the
deceiving.
people about
No, 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 no. Lips
that?
are deceiving. Okay, I don't. I'm saying like I don't really post on Instagram
Yeah,
consistently. I'm not really like always on the app. Like
yeah,
it's just like when I'm bored. Okay,
that's
but
true.
it doesn't really mean like to for me. It's not really something I feel like that influenced me that much in terms of like pressure of what is going on around me. I think it can be deceiving, like you said, where because people only use Instagram to like show good things usually, which
You don't know
and I
what's
don't
going
really
on in
feel like
people's
no, but I
lives.
also don't really feel like it's a bad thing. Like people always have the narrative of like social media is so bad because it's so fake, it's not real
Yeah, yeah.
because nobody shares the bad stuff. Okay, but like then when people come on Instagram and say everything bad happened about their life, it's like they get judged for it anyway. So I don't know. I feel like if people want to post some good stuff on social media and share the bad part with their close friends or family, I don't really see
Yeah,
anything wrong with that. Like
that's
that's their
true.
business. But I just feel like social media and like Instagram is for everybody to use with caution. I don't feel like it's to blame on everybody on the app is fake and da da da. Then
Yeah,
just be use it with caution. Like
that's
that's
true.
just all it is.
No,
Just use the
I
app
agree.
with caution. Like
I definitely
I
agree.
just yeah, I
And
feel
live
like
your
that's
best
bad.
life. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I feel like I like cheering my friends on. I like cheering people on. I like seeing what's going on. Sure, I'm cheering on people I don't even know sometimes. Like I like seeing people live their life to the fullest. Just make sure you're doing stuff for the right reasons. That's just my thing. Like don't be doing stuff to try with the FOMO stuff because you are in fear of missing out and all of that stuff. I feel like do the stuff that makes you happy, and if you want to share it, share it. Don't do it to try to keep up with what the narrative is or but some people actually get paid to do that. And I learned that. My
Yeah.
sister was telling me about that. Like people really I did not realize how much people really get paid to do certain things or like stuff on social media because that's literally their source of income.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely understand that. But yeah, and then the main thing here is just live your life, y'all. Like, live what you can to the fullest. We didn't get deep into it because it's none of y'all business. But but yeah, don't FOMO. I understand it, but don't feel that you need to, do things because everyone else is doing them. It's okay. Some of us is out on a Friday night sitting on the couch watching Disney Plus. And some of us is out in the club popping bottles. I do both. It's okay. Bye, guys.